What's up, Neptune Nation? It's Patrick and Paul, and we're back with another Ask Me Anything. How do people know which apex is right for them? Paul.
Well, that's a good question. The Apex, bar none, right, brings protection to your aquarium, right? It brings the ability to know what's going on in the aquarium when you're not there. It brings the ability to understand trends and data and all these things, and that starts all the way from the very beginning at the Apex Junior, all the way through the Apex Pro. Okay. Now, which one is right for you really depends on what it is you're looking for, right? The Junior has just monitoring, right? And no control features. You can add control features by adding an energy bar. The Apex provides all the things you kind of need: temperature, pH, and leak sensing. And does so with control as well by including that Energy Bar 832. And finally, the Pro, the top of the line model includes liquid level monitoring. So you can see how high liquid levels are inside your sump and your aquarium, things like that. And it includes ORP. It also adds the ability to add a salinity probe later. If you want to monitor salinity consistently, you have that ability to do so. The Energy Bar 832 also brings to the table one of, I think, Patrick and my favorite feature in the Apex, which is power monitoring, right? Knowing how equipment is running on your aquarium based on the power that it is consuming. If it's not consuming the appropriate type of power, then that it typically indicates that if that device isn't failed yet, it probably will be failing in the future. So it's kind of like that crystal ball. And which one is right for you? What all people always say is, I don't know why I waited so long. At any level you get into the Apex series, I think you'll be very satisfied what it is, and you'll start to see the possibilities for what's available in the future. Pat, anything you'd want to add to that?
Yeah, sure. I think if you like all the bells and whistles and you got a little extra coin in your pocket, that Apex Pro, you're not going to go wrong with. I don't think anyone would regret that purchase. And that doesn't mean that it's the right choice for every tank. I have actually Apex Juniors on one of my aquariums. I've got the base model and I have the Pro. And it really depends on what you need for the particular scenario, what you need for the setup. But the cool thing about the Neptune system is that you could actually fully configure an Apex Junior with all of the things that the Apex Pro has through modules. So if you're going to start out with just a junior on a freshwater tank, I think that's an amazing choice because you can measure pH, you're going to have the leak monitoring, you're going to have the connection to your aquarium, you're going to be measuring temperature, and really all the things you need to get started and to monitor and really know what's going on with your tank, whether you're traveling or you're at work. But you're not limiting yourself. You can add the EB832, which is going to give you that power monitoring. You can add in all of the different modules, whether it's conductivity, pH. I have multiple pH monitors on my big tank, and all the way down to power monitoring and all the gadgets and gizmos that the whole Apex ecosystem has to offer. So I don't think there's a wrong choice here, but we give you options, and the junior's a great entryway. And if you've got the opportunity and you know you need everything, go pro.
Go Pro, why not? And the thing also to add there is that a lot of times people are like, on previous models of the Apex, you were limited maybe on how many modules you could add to the system or something like that if you went down that junior pathway. That's not the case anymore, right? You can get the junior and sky is the limit. There is no limitation on how far you can upgrade. You can get the Apex, you upgrade it all the way, and the Pro, you can add more energy bars, anything that you think you might need to be able to do that with. So I think some short of it is, which Apex is right for you? Any of them. You will be satisfied. It's just a matter of what features you're looking for.
We're not biased.
Not in the slightest. Yeah, yeah. So here's a question that we got. Wants to know a little bit about us, Patrick. What are our favorite fish and corals?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. I have a few different aquariums, and it really changes over time. But I guess most recently, I'm really into euphyllia and goniopora. I just feel like they're really these flowy types of corals that give you, just this gorgeous color. And if you can, if they're thriving in your tank, I mean, that's just really, it's so attractive and just gives
Hmm.
me a lot of peace and stability in my life to watch them sway back and forth.
Yeah,
So I think for
I think it gives that wow factor for people too, right? When they see a
yeah.
tank full of those tentacly kind of corals, they get really excited about it. And you kind of had that satisfaction. You have no idea how much it takes to keep it looking that way, because those are not necessarily easy corals to keep wavy, right? And beautiful.
Yeah. I For fish right now, I mean, I've got a workhorse fish that I just really I appreciate it very much. I have two of them now. Australian stripies, man.
Mm.
Not the most common fish to see in the trade, but if you can find one of these, they are Aptasia monsters. They just
Oh,
demolish the Aptasia. And I have no problems with them with my LPS corals. Now, buyer beware. I've heard that some people have had issues, but it's a cool fish. It is stripy as all get out, and they weren't faking it when they named this fish.
for me, in my aquariums, I like stay pretty busy with two kids and all these things. So I want things that are going to be really forgiving, but interactive as well. So I really enjoy acanthostreas. I like that interactivity they give. They're pretty forgiving. Bower banks are probably my favorite because you can feed them a whole bunch and they open up and all that kind of stuff. And then their colors can just look absolutely amazing. Um, for fish, the thing that I've always loved about fish is I like to have a few swimmers in the tank, right? I love having a nice fairy wrasse in there or a nice anthias or two, something that's not going to add a lot of bio load. But I always like having a lot of really small fish. I want people to have to get in really close to my aquarium and find them. Right. So my favorite fish of all time is the flaming prawn goby. It's incredibly small, and I maybe see him in the aquarium once every couple months. But it's like Christmas when you do. And then different trimmas and barnacle blennies. I love those barnacle blennies. I think those things are so much
Yeah.
fun. So, with their little eyes and everything. So,
One of the
but
first
that's
fish that
me.
one of the first fish that I really loved was like the marine beta. I think those
Yeah.
guys they hide all the time, but when you see
Hmm.
them and they're poking that tail out, and it kind of looks like a moray eel or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
those guys always piqued my interest.
I think that was definitely one of the fish that when I first started, I was just like totally infatuated with. Like what is going on with that one, and how big they got and everything like that. But a good question. And guess what? The answer will probably change in a couple weeks sometimes.